F-22 Raptor. The F-22 is the U.S. Air Force's benchmark air dominance fighter, built around a rare mix of stealth, supercruise, high maneuverability, and integrated avionics. What makes it special is balance. It can slip in with a low radar signature, move fast without afterburner, and still outfight most aircraft in a close contest. Even though it can strike ground targets too, its real identity is control of the sky, and that is why it still sits near the top of any American combat jet lineup. F-35A Lightning II. The F-35A is the Air Force's latest fifth-generation fighter, and it was built for a more connected kind of war. Instead of relying only on raw speed or sharp turning, it blends stealth with sensors, data fusion, and situational awareness so the pilot sees more and reacts sooner. It is also meant to replace large parts of the aging F-16 and A-10 fleet over time. In practice, that makes the F-35A less of a classic dogfighter icon and more of a modern battlefield manager that can still hit hard. F-15 Eagle. The original F-15 Eagle is the pure air superiority member of the Eagle family. The Air Force describes it as an all-weather, extremely maneuverable tactical fighter designed to gain and maintain air supremacy over the battlefield, and that tells you exactly what it was made to do. This is the jet built to hunt other aircraft first. It represents the older American idea that dominance in the air comes from speed, power, climb, and confidence, and for decades it became one of the clearest symbols of that approach. F-15EX Eagle II. The F-15EX is the newest fighter in the Air Force in the most advanced version of the Eagle line. It is being brought in to replace aging F-15C and D models, but it is not just a simple refresh. The EX keeps the familiar Eagle shape while pushing the platform into a much more modern role with updated systems and a stronger place in the Air Force's broader modernization plan. In simple terms, it's the classic heavyweight American fighter rebuilt for today's missions in tomorrow's workload. F-15E Strike Eagle. The Strike Eagle takes the Eagle idea and turns it into a true dual-role combat jet. Unlike the original F-15, which was centered on air superiority, the F-15E was designed to handle both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions, including low-altitude operations in day, night, and all-weather conditions. It also uses a pilot and a weapons systems officer, which tells you a lot about its mission depth. This is the jet you choose when you want fighter speed and strike aircraft reach in the same airframe. F-16 Fighting Falcon. The F-16 is the compact, highly maneuverable workhorse of American fighter aviation. It proved that a fighter did not have to be huge to be dangerous, and its success came from a simple formula: strong performance, multi-role flexibility, and a lower cost than heavier jets. The Air Force still describes it as a high-performance weapon system that has proven itself in both air-to-air combat and air-to-surface attack. That is why the F-16 matters so much. It is not the most exotic jet on this list, but it may be the most widely useful. FA-18E/F Super Hornet. The Super Hornet is the U.S. Navy's carrier-based strike fighter, and that carrier role shapes everything about it. It has to launch from ships, recover at sea, fight in the air, and attack targets on the ground, all without the luxury of a long runway or a fixed land base. The newer Block 3 version pushes that further, with longer service life, a reduced radar signature, improved computing, and a more connected cockpit. So while it may not look as mysterious as stealth jets, it remains one of America's most versatile combat aircraft. B-1B Lancer. The B-1B is not a fighter in the strict sense, but it absolutely belongs in any discussion of top American combat jets. The Air Force describes it as carrying the largest conventional payload of guided and unguided weapons in its inventory, and that alone explains its place. Its blended body and variable sweep wings were built to combine range, speed, and survivability in one aircraft. Where a fighter wins a smaller fight quickly, the B-1 is designed to arrive with enormous conventional striking power and keep pressure on the battlefield. B-2 Spirit. The B-2 is the aircraft that changed how people picture strategic bombing. With its flying wing shape and low observable design, it was built to penetrate heavily defended airspace that older bombers would struggle to enter. Officially, it is a multi-role bomber that can deliver both conventional and nuclear weapons. But what really sets it apart is the way it combines stealth with long-range strike. The B-2 matters because it turns distance in air defenses into much smaller obstacles, which gives the United States a very different kind of reach. B-52H Stratosphere. The B-52H looks like it belongs to another era, yet it remains one of the most important aircraft in American service. The Air Force still defines it as a long-range, heavy bomber able to perform a variety of missions, carrying either nuclear or precision-guided conventional weapons. That flexibility is the reason it endures. It is not about stealth or sleek design. It's about range, payload, persistence, and the ability to keep showing up generation after generation. In many ways, the B-52 is the clearest example of how a good combat jet can outlive the era that created it. That's it for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me what you think. See you in the next video.